Hello everyone, and thanks for watching the very first viewer-submitted deck tech video. Today's deck was submitted by a loyal Other99 viewer named Frizzly, and features a deck that uses Momir Vig to generate card and land advantage. Let's take a look at the general. Momir Vig is not a general you typically cast in the early game. He has a high mana cost of 5 and is neither a threat nor an answer. But when played correctly, he can generate enormous card advantage by utilizing your deck as a toolbox. If you need an answer or a threat, Momir can find either one. He is also blue and green, and the combination of these two colors is very strong. Green allows you to ramp up quickly and get out your threats, while blue can draw you cards so you never run out of steam. Any deck that can go into the late game with both a full hand and plenty of lands stands a good chance of winning. This deck runs a very large counter magic set. This allows you to play a threat and keep it from being removed. Stopping mass land destruction and combos is also very important. Void Slime, Rewind, Counterspell, Cryptic Command, Desertion, Hinder, Mindbreak Trap, Spell Crumple, Mystic Snake, Draining Welk, and Void Mage Husher. Even though blue and green aren't exactly what most think of as the colors for removal, this deck packs a decent set of removal spells. Spin into Myth. Gets rid of problem generals like Rafik. Capsize. Acts as removal and a possible win condition by keeping opponents from sticking anything relevant in the late game. Snake Form. Conditional removal, but it is still a cantrip. Beast Within. Green Vindicate. Strip Mine and Tectonic Edge. Can be used to get rid of opposing utility lands like Coffers or Cradle. Corrosion Grip. Kills Sensei's Divining Tops with ease. Acidic Slime. Trigon Predator. Creatures that are blue and green are especially powerful in this deck because they allow you to tutor up a creature and draw it. Having a creature that repeatedly removes problem artifacts and enchantments is just icing on the cake. Venser Shaper Savant. Capsize and Remand all on one creature. Washout and Evacuation. Can temporarily clear the board of threats and works well against token armies. One of the deck's colors being green, it gets some pretty sweet ramp spells. Farhaven Elf. The search ability being a May is very important because it allows you to search up a creature with Momir Vig and put it on the top without having to shuffle it away because of Farhaven's Elf search ability. Cultivate. Explosive Vegetation. Kodama's Reach. Skyshroud Claim. Wood Elves. Primeval Titan. And Temple of the False God. Card Advantage and Recursion. Biomantic Mastery. Although its lack of reliability and high mana cost make it an iffy pick, the flavor and style points to be gained by playing a card with awesome art that quotes Momir Vig himself make it worth the slot. Praetor's Council. Massive card advantage when played late into the game. You will almost always win after playing this if you are not killed immediately. Muldrifter. Edric Spymaster of Trest. Lets those utility dudes continue to generate you card advantage. Eternal Witness. Consecrated Sphinx, Reliquary Tower. No hand limit is always nice to have, especially with a Consecrated Sphinx out. For some theft and madness, we have Bribery. It's amazing. Enough said. Spitting Image. The option of casting from your graveyard for the cost of a land earns this card its slot. Rite of Replication is a win condition in all of its own. If you get this off on the right creature, you can easily win a game off of it. Mystical Tutor. Gets ramp, counterspells, removal, and other utility. Returning your creatures to your hand to recast them is a great way to generate card advantage with Momir Vig. It also helps your creatures evade removal. Several of these cards can be used to bounce your opponent's creatures as well. Equilibrium, Cloudstone Curio, Crystal Shard, Erratic Portal, Aether Adept, Mana War, and Riptide Laboratory, which bounces Venser, Momir, Teferi, Void Mage Husher, Aether Adept, and Wistful Sulky. The deck runs Trinket Mage and has targets in Sensei's Divining Top and Soul Ring. These next creatures all serve as the deck's tutors, comboing with Momir to get whatever creature card you want or need. But even without Momir, they are still effective creatures. If you don't have Momir out, then they merely cycle while giving you a chump blocker. If you can bounce and replay them, they will start to give you card advantage too. Coiling Oracle, Wistful Selkie, Jungle Barrier, Elvish Visionary, Wall of Blossoms, Carven Caryatid, and Masked Admirers. These are all the massive endgame creatures that you can use to win. They work to create an unfair balance in your favor. Teferi, Mage of Zhalfir. Teferi is absolutely mad, creating a vicious board state for your opponents by letting you respond to everything and denying them the chance to disrupt your plays or answer your threats. Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger, and Tidespout, Tyrant. Once you get Vorinclex out with Tidespout, it's very hard for your opponents to even try and keep pace with you. Simic, Sky Swallower, Body Double, Phyrexian Ingester, and Terastodon. The following serve as the deck's multicolor lands and help you to color fix: Hinterland Harbour, Flooded Grove, Exotic Orchard, Yavimaya Coast, Simic Growth Chamber, Command Tower, and Skyshroud Forest. High Market and Myron the Moaning Well. Extra control so you can kill off your own creatures to dodge control magic or harmful effects like exile or shuffles. Playing Primeval Titan without one of these to keep him from being copied or stolen can be a very bad idea. Homeward Path. Shuts down bribery and insurrections. Yavimaya Hollow. Regeneration on land? What's not to love? Winding Canyons and Alchemist's Refuge. Why play cards only on your turn? Lets you keep all of your mana open to cast or bluff counter magic and removal. Mosswort Bridge. More at the end of turn play can allow you to do some amazingly broken plays like dropping Bribery or Praetor's Council as an instant and only tapping 2 lands. Vesuva. All of the above and more. Talaria West. Search for whatever land you want without using a spell slot. And for basics, we have 8 forests and 9 islands. Now on to the strengths and weaknesses of the deck. For its strengths: mana ramp and card draw allow you to outpace your opponents. The ability to tutor for answers when needed makes this deck highly adaptable. Being able to tutor for bombs allows you to keep the mana curve low since you don't have to draw into them naturally. Although Momir Vig is very powerful, the deck can operate just fine without him. Very good at keeping an unthreatening board appearance. Then end of turn, boom, Teferi and Tidespout hit the table and it's your turn to untap and go. For the weaknesses, blue and green have no access to Wraths, leaving you vulnerable to fast aggro decks and opponents who can outramp you. Major problem with creatures with Hexproof or Shroud, since counterspells or Wraths are the only way to take care of those. Very vulnerable to early game rushes and fast Voltron generals like Rafik, Uril, or Zur, especially because those creatures either have Shroud or Hexproof. You should play this deck if you like playing decks that cast multiple cards during a turn, you enjoy complicated turns and stacking lots of triggers, you enjoy control decks and playing cards on your opponent's turns, you like decks that are card advantage monsters. Thanks for watching this episode of The Other 99. I want to thank Frizzly for sharing his deck with us and being a continuing supporter of Top & Go Productions. I hope you all enjoy this take on Momir Vig as much as I did. This is Karsten with Top & Go Productions, and as always, thanks for watching.